Hey guys, welcome back to Angel Angela. And on this topic, I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about how will you be able to tell in these times that you're dealing with a narcissist? How will you be able to tell if you're dealing with a narcissist in these times? Because it not only is it running rapid, but the more information people are getting on narcissism and understanding their own, understanding what they went through with the narcissist, not every person that learns this information is an empath, first of all. Some of these narcissists are becoming aware of their behavior and they don't really care. Some of them already knew. Some of them already knew even the terminology. They knew that that's who they were. The narcissists that I dealt with, they're the ones who actually told me they were a narcissist. They flat out told me. So in these times that we're living in, you're going to have narcissists that are going to tell you flat out that they're narcissists. And people are still somehow going to get in relationships with them. And that's going to be part of the con, is that by the time they're through with you, you're going to think back and you're going to be like, well, this person let me know they were a narcissist, but they changed. This person let me know that they have a history or a bad past, a bad reputation. But they told me they changed. They told me they're a good person now. They told me, hey, I was out on the streets. Hey, I was out there gangbanging. Hey, I was on drugs once upon a time. I was strung out on alcohol once upon a time. But that's the old me. I went to jail, but that's the old me. They were, a lot of times when people have went through shit in life, it makes them cold. It makes them a savage. It makes them numb to people's emotions. And it makes them only focus on their own survival and their own emotions. And sometimes these could even be good people who get conned even by a narcissist or a Jezebel spirit. And now they're like, oh, hell no, I'm not letting that shit happen to me again. So a man can go through a situation with the Jezebel spirit where the Jezebel spirit is using him for money and she's going to sleep with other men. And then he finally realizes, after the Jezebel spirit has took so much money and time from them, that she was never even interested in him in the first place. And just like women do this, men do this to us. The narcissist man did that to us as women. They used us in a different way even. Sometimes it wasn't just financial. It was their addiction to sex. So when you finally wake the hell up and you realize, hey, it's a wild jungle out here. It's a wild jungle. And what used to keep people together was family. Family was what kept people together. But then narcissists started to run rapidly into these relationships, leaving women helpless with children. And these same women who might have thought that they were even good people are infected by the narcissist spirit. And then they realize the narcissist, they're not going to take care of this child. They're not going to do nothing for this child. Life is getting hard. If I could trick off of a man, if I could trick him into supplying for me or my child, or making it seem like I have a past and I made the wrong choice, I could play him. I could sit here and play the good guy. And if my baby daddy, the guy that I was with, comes back, I can cheat on him and leave him for my baby daddy. Or I can go back and forth because I know my baby daddy isn't really going to be a good provider. So I can use the good guy. I can use the good guy. So this is why people are skeptical about getting with certain women who have children, because they don't really know if you're really over the last guy And then taking care of a child that is not theirs by blood, it's a responsibility, because there's a lot of times when we have unconditional love for our parents, even when they're narcissists themselves, we let a lot of stuff slide. A lot of times you let certain things slide because it's a family member, because it's your parents, right? But we're living in times where the family unit isn't as strong as it used to be, meaning that people aren't willing to forgive and tolerate their parents or their children, or, we're living in times where people are willing to say, hey, life is getting too hard, bills, food is getting too hard, and I can't deal with the stress of forgiving you and dealing with your narcissism, because it's either sink or swim, right? So you have narcissism on the rise because there's no love. There's no love in people's hearts. It's all, a financial gain. People are expecting to be taken care of. People are having children just for the thought of being taken care of, or thinking who's going to take care of me. You have really ungrateful people out here, ungrateful children who will even, will be provided for their whole life and looked out for, and because they're a smarter or better version of you, shit on you, shit on your past, shit on the bad choices you made, hold on to things the mistakes you've made, and all you're doing is you're trying your best because they don't understand narcissism, so they're judging you based on your traumas, and then they'll leave. They'll leave and face their own traumas with narcissists and then blame you for it. So you have people out here who will sit here and talk shit about their parents. And I've seen it. I have friends that are like that, and then I'll come around their parents, and their parents are, hey, you guys want to go to brunch? And I'm like, your mother, you might say she's a narcissist, but she can't be that much of a bad person because she's still a giver. Narcissists, they're not really givers. You have to think about it. How many men and women walk away from their own children and they're done with them? They're not willing. They're basically like, you're an adult, I can't do shit for you, or you're 18 years old, you need to get out, you need to find your own place. So when people are still willing to do transactions with you, even if you might feel like the narcissist relationships are a lot of times transactional, if someone is feeling into you, you have to appreciate that, because there's people out here that won't do shit for you, don't care about you. If you were homeless, they're just gonna walk past you and not give a damn, right? But a lot of narcissists, I've been around a lot of narcissist Jezebel spirits who they victimize themselves. A lot of people, this is why you can't stay in a victim mentality, because you will start to overwhelm yourself with your own trauma, what narcissists have done to you. And when good people come into your life, you don't even realize that they're good people, or or if they tell you certain things that you did wrong, or certain things that you didn't pay attention to because they're trying to help you, you'll turn around and act like they're the narcissist because they know too much, or they studied you, or they're telling you something about yourself that someone else told you that you don't think it's wrong. You're moving kind of weird, and someone is trying to warn you, and then you'll turn around and bite that person, or you won't appreciate that person because you feel like they're not in a position to tell you anything, and they're just trying to look out for you so you don't have to go through it. So you might not take that person's advice. You might even shit on them because you feel like you're better than them. you know. And a lot of people are so obsessed with narcissists. They get into your mind in a way where you even obsess over them, that when good people come in your life, good people are boring to you. They might even seem weird to you. You're like, oh, they're weird, you know. But a lot of times that person, they won't do anything to you. They won't bite you. They won't, they won't try to con you or take advantage of you. So sometimes people who are good people just do not get respected well by others. So a lot of times when you're intrigued, you're fascinated with someone, or you're looking up to someone, a lot of times that person could be a narcissist. And that person might seem genuinely nice, you know. So how will you be able to tell? Because you have narcissists who are self-aware, who are telling you that they're narcissists. You have narcissists who they're kind of like, I don't need to cheat anymore. There's no point on cheating anymore because I could be in a polygamy, relationship, and there's no point on cheating because you got women and men out here who are so easily manipulated, who I can speak information that they might believe, I can speak, I can times prices on food, everything is going up high, so there's going to be women out here who are going to feel unprotected. There's going to be women out here who come from bad backgrounds or trauma, or are in positions where they don't have a place to live in different scenarios. So the narcissist is like, I don't have a point online. We could be in a polygamy relationship because that way we can all get money, and be able to survive. We can survive together. And you're going to have people who are going to feel like they're getting a good deal. Like, that's a good deal. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have narcissists who are out in the open, and they're just going to tell people what they want. And people are going to give them what they want because they're going to find a reason to relate to them through trauma. And it's going to make them feel like the information that is given to them, which the narcissist almost works like a salesman, because they're giving you an offer right away. And you're going to have certain people that are going to take the offer because they might feel like that's the best that they can do at the time. They feel like nothing better has come along. They haven't received a better offer. So they're going to take it. And they're going to think it's a good offer. And they're going to think that the narcissist is a genuine person with them because they're being honest with them. They're like, oh, this person's being honest with me. They're having an open relationship with me. They're communicating with me in a way that another man, the narcissist man that I was with, didn't do. This person's not a narcissist because they're telling me the truth. They're not cheating on me. We have an open relationship. We made these terms. And because we made these terms, it means that they're not going to get over on me. So you trust these people, and then later on, they steal your money. They beat you up. They get you pregnant. They just use you as supply. Go get another supply pregnant. They're impregnating different people so that when things go to shit for them, and people start to realize something is wrong with them, they can feed off of you through your children. You have certain narcissists out here who, are hiding behind the church. You have certain narcissists, and I'm saying this because, I've went through situations with, my sibling where, their narcissism, even when they were on drugs, and I've shared this before, like my brother literally tried to kill me when he was on drugs. And because of that, after that, I never trusted him again. Even when he got clean, You know, even when he got clean and decided that he wanted to go to church, and now he's became a preacher. He's a preacher now. He's telling people about his past. He goes up and preaches about his past and how, you know, he left his past behind him. He's looking at what he did to me as, oh, it's behind me. You know, that's not me anymore. I'm not that guy on drugs, harassing women and tormenting people, tormenting strangers, and acting crazy anymore. I'm a changed person, you know. And to me, it's like, even when narcissists are on drugs, they know what the fuck they're doing sometimes, you know, because to me, it's like, why were you harassing me? But your friends, all your male friends and people, you weren't doing that shit with them. Why weren't you doing the weird shit with them? Because as a man, you had respect for other men, because you needed your father in your life. Because you needed your father in your life, so you respect men, but you don't respect women. So that's why you were able to harass me when you were on drugs. But, you know, your friends, you didn't do nothing to them. You're still loyal to them to this day. To this day, you have this whole narrative that you were the victim. And then what's so crazy is you're portraying like I'm the narcissist because I won't forgive you. And in my heart, I forgave you already, but you tormented me so much while you were on drugs that I'm still scared of you to this fucking day. Like, I know you're not on drugs. I know you're a preacher. You're doing good things, but I'm actually emotionally scared of you. I feel like even if you're not on drugs, there's going to come a point in time where I can't trust you anymore. Because I feel like you'll do something to me. You put your hands on me. I feel like if we ever get into a disagreement, whether you're on drugs or not, I feel like you will put your hands on me. I feel like if you really got angry, you really do something to me, because your excuse was that you were on drugs. See, a lot of narcissists go through stages where they even get on drugs or they become alcoholics, and then their narcissism becomes even more demonic, meaning that I've seen this where I'll go to the store, I'll be standing in line, and I could tell this a narcissist, I could see that look in their eyes like they're on drugs, and then they'll be with a young woman who's in fairy tale land. She don't know how dangerous the person she's with is, but because that's her man and she's sleeping with him, she's sitting here buying him cigarettes or something, or buying food, and he got that desperation look in his eyes. His energy is giving anxious, like he can't wait, like an animal almost, like, you know, like an animal who needs its snack, who needs its fix. And she's sitting here buying him stuff, you know, oh, not a big deal. Here, babe, you know, he needed his cigarettes. You know, she's trying to act all nice, and you could tell she's probably she had some type of trauma in her life, or she might have came from that background of drugs, her parents or someone in her family. So she might feel like she understands him, and she's here being a giver, not knowing that the same motherfucker she is helping out will fucking kill her. She's so delusional. And then when it finally does happen, or she's getting beaten up by this type of person or cheated on, she's putting herself in her own hell. And now she's using other people because she's being used. So how will you know you're dealing with a narcissistic person? Because a lot of people out here will smile in your face and tell you that they're victims, but sometimes they're being abused and they're becoming abusers themselves. And then you got narcissists who are on another level of abuse, of evil than they are. So you have people that are acting narcissistic that you almost can't tell if they're a narcissist or not because they're acting narcissistic. And then you have those who are narcissists, so you almost can't tell the difference. Sometimes you think the person with the narcissistic traits is the narcissist, and you think that the narcissist is the person being abused. Sometimes you think the opposite, because the narcissist is letting you know that that person is unstable. They're like, oh, she's unstable. She's the one that's weird, I try to tell her, but she's weird. And I'm saying this because think about it. Narcissists put the blame on you even when the relationship is over. They're still blaming you. I remember during the relationship, this is why they don't like people knowing the truth, and they enjoy when your family and friends they enjoy it when people reject you because they're tired of hearing your shit. When people get tired of hearing your shit about the narcissist and they're basically telling you, hey, they're conning you, they're using you, run, and you don't listen, and you're stubborn, and you don't get it that these people are just users, and you don't get that shit, and people get tired of you, the narcissist enjoys that because now no one is stopping them from using and exploiting you. Now when you have people around you who know who you are and who have patience with you, and who are on your side, the narcissist doesn't like that. They want to turn people against you. They want to turn your own family and friends against you. And sometimes they even want to become friends with them to bash you together. They want to become even friends with your parents and bash you. I remember the narcissist, I'm really close to one of my aunts, where, to me, I look at her like a sister. And I remember, like, during the end of the relationship, I was keeping her updated on certain things. And I basically told her, the narcissist got a DUI, and they hadn't came home. And when I called the police station, they told me that when they gave him the DUI, they found him in a area in Los Angeles where a lot of prostitution goes on. And basically, you have young women out there in thongs and stripper heels, in the middle of the daytime, so to me, I felt like the narcissist, based on their background and based on their parent and people who were pimps, and I felt like they saw certain things where they almost feel like it's okay to go pick up on women on the street. And that's the perception I got. But of course the narcissist is going to pretend like they're not into none of that stuff, like they're repulsed by it. They act like they're repulsed by the Jezebel spirit, but they like the Jezebel spirit. But my spirit was telling me, but I didn't have any proof. So when you don't have proof, they'll just sit there and gaslight you. They'll sit there and look you in your eyes and lie to you. And because you love them, that's what keeps you around. But when somebody else does this shit to you and you're not emotionally connected to them, you wouldn't waste your time. You would see through their lie. When someone is conning you in a romance con, it's almost impossible to snap out of it because they've got you. They've soul tied themselves to you sexually. That's why you have to be careful who you have sex with, because sex will have you blind. So I remember the police officer, she basically, I felt like she was looking out for me as a woman by telling me, because when I called the police station again to see when he was going to get out of jail for the DUI, because they locked him up for the weekend, and when I called back up there, I spoke to a male officer, and he basically was telling me, that whoever I spoke to earlier wasn't supposed to give me that information, like where he got caught, where they pulled him over. They weren't supposed to tell me that. So when the narcissist gets out of jail, and I sent all this information to my aunt. I told her everything. I told her everything that I was going through, because I was really shocked. I was kind of like, who is this man? I don't even know him the way I thought I knew him. It was like I was discovering this other side of him that I didn't know. And when he gets out and I pick him up, he was pissed. He was upset. And when I told him, when I confronted him about what I heard, or at least what I was told, he basically said, you know, that police officer, she's a lying bitch. Why would she even say something like that? I was nowhere near there. They stopped me over here on San Pedro. And, you know, he's giving me a whole nother story. He's giving me a whole nother story. I ended up taking him to the bank because his car got impounded. And when he was standing on the ATM line, it was literally a line, and he was standing on the ATM line. I saw a paper on the floor. So I picked up the paper, because it probably most likely fell from his pocket. So I picked up the paper and I read it, and it was basically his papers of them discharging him, or them his appearance for court date. And it was like a citation in there. It was like a couple little papers, and I just started reading them. And on one of them, it said exactly where they picked him up at, where they picked him up at. And it was the exact same area where the police officer, the female officer, told me they picked him up at. So to me, it's like, why would I know what the police officer said? And then when the male officer told me that she shouldn't have said that to me, and then when I'm speaking to you about it, you're telling me that she's a lying bitch and that she didn't pick you up there. But now I'm finding papers that are giving me proof. That's why I say that God is real. This is why every time these narcissists did something to me or put me down, it was like God was blessing me. You know, even when they financially had drained me, I remember I was getting ready to put like $20 in my gas tank, and I was really just living paycheck to paycheck, and I was really just sad and depressed. And I remember, like, I literally had cried right before I was getting ready to put gas. And when I got out of my car, a guy at the gas pump behind me goes, is your gas tank full? And I said, no. He said, here. And he hands over the pump from the other side, and he says, fill it up. And, you know, I just started, you know, giving him a hug. And when I got in the car, I just started bawling up, because I knew that God was looking out for me during these hard times in my life. And I'm just so glad that it's over with. This is why I make these messages, to teach people. And I've been telling you guys about this narcissist and how they're the ones who told me they were a narcissist. They desensitized me to it when I started to do my research, because I felt like, even though it's a personality disorder, I kind of felt like, well, no one really knows the narcissist like me. They don't know him. These people making these videos and you know, people that educate doctors, they, you know, all these terminologies. I'm thinking, like, you know, they don't really know the narcissist the way I know them. So the biggest con that they can give you is that, you know, they make you feel like they're a human being at the end of the day, regardless of their personality disorder. But you better pay attention to the personality disorder, who the fuck they are. I don't care if they're a good musician, a good a guitarist. I don't care what they do that is talented. A narcissist is still a narcissist, you know. And a lot of them, want you to think that they're not bad people. A lot of them want you to not know that they're narcissists, but you have some that will come to light and tell you they're narcissists because they feel like they don't have nothing to lose. You know, they feel like they've done this before. These people who are self-aware and who are telling you they're narcissists, trust me, they've told other people, the same people they abuse, they probably even told them that they were narcissists and continue to abuse them. So it's not like they're dumb to what they're doing. It's just that people are becoming desensitized. So to them, it's like, what's the point on hiding it? Because I'm still going to get supply. I'm still going to be doing the same shit. And people are not going to believe they're going to feel like their personal relationship with me is their personal relationship with me. And not everyone the narcissist comes across, they con. They don't con everybody. People pick and choose who they want to con. It's just that these people, when they decide to con you, there's no limit to their con. They'll watch you cry. They'll watch you commit suicide. They'll watch all this shit and they won't care. They'll kill you themselves if they can. They'll see you get sick and they'll just sit there, look at you and stare at you with a blank look on their face, even call you names and kick you down while you're low, and then ignore you, And then when it's beneficial for them, they'll come back around like snakes, making their round. They want to keep you in their life because they know you're a good person. And as long as you're good to them, they feel like they're going to get supply out of you. So when I saw that those court papers, I knew God was sending me a message. Like every time when shit got really fucked up, it's like God would, I would question God basically. But then stuff like that would happen and I would be like, no, God is real. The narcissist is like the deception, they're the masters of deception. Because some of those people, some of these narcissists will even act like they have faith in God, like they worship God, and they really worship the devil, or they portray like they changed their life, like my brother, and then sit here and call me the narcissist because I won't forgive them like other people have. I forgive them. I just don't want to be around you. I don't trust you. I feel uncomfortable. You looked me in my eyes many times and put your hands on me and almost killed me and chased me in the street and, forced yourself into my car, and took my car keys and hit my mom's boyfriend and stole my mom's boyfriend's watch, expensive watch. You did a lot of shit while you were on drugs where you were tormenting people, and now you want to go to church, and now you want to tell people I'm the narcissist because I'm not forgiving, because God is forgiveness. These people, look, these people are fucking crazy. They were ex-prostitutes, ex-drug dealers, did a lot of bad shit to people, and then they sit up at church and they sit there and judge the same people they used to be. That's what makes them so fucking weird to me. That's what makes them so fucking... You should not be preaching to nobody. The people that have been hurt and abused by people like you should be the ones preaching, because they're the ones who made it out and survived your bullshit. But no, you're going to see all the abusers, all the weirdos trying to preach to you, and then they're sitting here calling their family and friends narcissists or evil people because they're not forgiving them, because they don't want nothing to do with them. They're weird as fuck. They hide behind the church. So you won't know that they're narcissists because they'll do nice things for you. I see my brother doing nice things for people, helping people, mentor them and things. And I respect it. I don't fault him for nothing. What I do fault him for is trying to make it seem like I'm the narcissist because I don't fuck with you, And I don't fuck with you because you tormented me, and you should have enough common sense to know that what you did was you went overboard And you know you did. You went overboard. You literally grabbed me by my leg, dragged me down the hallway into the bathroom, locked me in the bathroom, held me hostage in my own home. Held me hostage in my own home. Stole my phone from me. You did a lot of weird shit. I thought I was in hell. Because not only was the narcissist the one that I was looking up to save me, but then I had my brother on drugs. Then, you know, while I'm going to school and graduating, no one showed up at my graduation. The narcissist did it. My brother, it's like when I was doing positive shit, no one gave a fuck, you know. So when I graduated college, no one gave a fuck. And then my other brother, I had his back. He went and got a young girl pregnant when he was like 19. She was like 14, 15. The girl was in middle school and he was practically graduating high school. The mother wanted to press charges on him. I told her, hey, they hang around the same group, around the same kids. And, you know, my brother's not a pedophile. My brother's not a weirdo. He's a kid himself. That's how I was looking at it and defending him, you know, and telling her like he has a job. He's going to take good care of the baby. I'm over here doing, you know, thinking he's going to do the right thing because he made it seem like she was crazy. That's why people don't like defending people when it comes to, this is why when you're going through narcissist abuse, no one's going to help you. That's why you have to be careful. And that's why I make these videos, because you're never going to be able to tell who's the narcissist until it's too late. He started to hit her, to beat on her. And I didn't know that. He kept making it seem like he was a victim. And I was believing my brother. You know, family is everything in this world. And that was the biggest lesson I had to learn, that, you know, family, they're the ones who will do more to you because they're the closest to you. But at the time, I felt like my battle was with the world, and the people I was supposed to trust was the people around me. So I was loyal to my other brother as well. But like I said, these motherfuckers needed their dad in their life. I needed my dad in my life. And I feel like that's why I ended up with someone just like my dad. But with my brother, with my brothers, I felt like their disrespect for women, their disrespect for me, because they weren't trying that shit with their friends. When my other brother was on drugs, he wasn't doing that shit with his friends. With my other brother, he made it seem like she was this and that, but, you know, what do you expect? There's an age difference. There's an age gap. Just like when, you know, the older narcissist targets young women, there's an age gap. And people don't really think that shit matters, but it matters. And he basically started blaming her and saying that she didn't want him to see the baby and all this bullshit. He even made a court date so that he can go to the court date, but he didn't want to go to the court date because he felt like she was setting him up. But that's not what he told me. He said he was going to court, but in the back of his head, he already knew he wasn't going to court because he knew he used me as a flying monkey, and he didn't have intentions of taking care of that kid already, but he made it seem like it was her. And all in the same, he didn't want to go to court to fight for his kid because the mom had already made the accusations where she was threatening him because he was older for statutory rape. So he didn't even want to go to court to fight for his daughter because he didn't know if he was getting set up. But at the time, I didn't really read in too deep into it. I was just a flying monkey for him because I had my brother's back, you know? So that's when God taught me that I can't get in the middle of other people's shit. So as an empath, we always want to help, but we can't help because we never know if you're helping a narcissist, because you never really know if someone is a narcissist, because they might not come off as a narcissist to you. I didn't think my brother was they came off as a good person to me. You know what I'm saying? But after he left her or whatever, he started doing weird shit. I remember one time coming home from work, and this was years ago, you guys. This is when we were younger, and I haven't spoken to my brother since then. I haven't spoken to them for years, you know. But this is how my family got. A lot of people's families break apart because of narcissism. This is how my family fell apart. So maybe like a year after he stopped taking care of his kid, didn't go to court, he was doing weird shit. Like, he's really good at playing guitar. He self-taught himself when he was a kid. We had bought him like a fake guitar, like you know, one of those fake guitars with lights on them, but they have the strings. And then as he got older, he wanted like guitar books so he can learn how to play on his own, and he learned how to read notes and everything at a young age himself. So some of these narcissists are very intelligent. They're highly intelligent, and they dumb themselves down for you. So I felt like my brother was always dumbing himself down for me. I just didn't know that's what it was, you know. So he started doing weird shit. Like, he would make music videos and weird stuff where him and his friends are butthole naked, right? Came home, him and his friends were butt naked, and he had the guitar covering his penis. And basically they're naked, and there was one girl in the room, and the girl was recording everything. And when I walked in, I was creeped out about this shit, right? And I didn't find this shit funny. I'm like, what the hell is your friends doing here butt naked with a guitar covering their private parts? This is crazy. And it's disrespectful to me and the women that live in this house. And his friends started to laugh. And I'm not laughing, but his friends started to laugh. And one of his friends flashed me his penis. But yeah, and then after that, he started sleeping with a married woman, right? He started sleeping with a married woman in the I told you guys this story before, but the man came here to the house and basically just started banging on the walls and banging on the windows and banging on the door, and I had to go outside and calm them down. And you know, narcissists, they like to hit on women, like he hit his baby mama. He likes to hit on women, but why don't you want to come outside and fight a man? And you deserve to fight him because you're sleeping with a married woman. So instead of him coming to confront him, he got scared and sent me out. And because I was still like, oh, I love my brother, I'm loyal to my brother, I went outside because I felt like maybe as a woman I could de-escalate it, you know. But really now looking back, I'm like, as a woman, I should have never put myself in a position like that, because you don't fight men. You don't go toe to toe with men. You know, even though I wasn't going to fight him, I was just trying to de-escalate it and talk to him. But I should have never even been put in that position. He should have been a man and went out there and talked to him. But he sent me out there and told the guy, like, you know, whatever you have going on with her, you're going to have to check her when she gets home or whatever. Sorry, I'm going to drink some of my coffee. So I told him, you know, you're going to have to check her. And then when she leaves, my brother was basically like, oh, I don't care about this dude. Fuck him. I know him from work. So he knew him from work, and he knew her from work. This is another one. They sleep with their coworkers. So, and So he already knew she was a married woman. They don't care. Jezebel don't care. Jezebel, she's sitting here telling my brother that the reason she doesn't like him anymore is because she married too young. That was her excuse, is that she got married too young. So that's what my brother was saying. She doesn't like him. She says that they got married too young, and that her family is religious, so she had to get married. And I'm like, religious, but you're sitting here sleeping with another man while you're married, instead of focusing on trying to escape that relationship. That's weird to me. That's weird shit, where you're playing the victim. She's playing the victim. Oh, I got married young. Oh, my family's strict and religious. You know, she's playing the victim like she's an empath, but yet she's hurting someone. She got this man hurting, and I could see the pain in his eyes, because I've had that pain in my eyes. So when I saw him like that, I knew where he was at. He was like, you know, that when narcissists drive you crazy and you're just doing crazy shit, you don't care if people see you cry, you start getting violent and you start looking like the narcissist. I saw that he wasn't really a bad person. He was just acting out of emotion. I could see the emotion, where the narcissist, they can react the same way, but they're the ones doing you wrong. They're getting mad for doing you wrong and getting caught. So you can't tell the difference. That's why I say in this time, you're not going to be able to tell who's who. So you have to trust yourself. When I talked to my brother, he basically was saying, okay, she's not happy. Fuck this guy. I don't care. I'll fight him, this and that. And I'm like, dude, if you're going to fight him, why didn't you fight him when he was here? He's like, oh, I don't care, whatever. She doesn't even want to be with him. And then he just started laughing. And then I was like, why are you laughing? It's not funny. And, you know, me and my mom, and we told him, you know, we're like, hey, something's going to end up happening. You know, this is dangerous. You're in a danger. We're warning him, like, this shit dangerous. You're putting our lives, everyone's lives in danger. You're putting your life in danger. You're putting everyone's life is in danger right now. You know, that man is a danger to himself. I'm telling him, you don't want to be caught up in the middle of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So later on, he's messing with another woman. He started messing with different Jezebel spirits. And I could tell they're Jezebel spirits because they were dressed like prostitutes. They were very low vibrational type of women, even though they were attractive. And he just started wilding out, and he didn't even think about his daughter anymore. It's like his daughter didn't even matter. And I'm sitting here like, I want to see my niece. Like, you're going to have to work things out with your baby moms. He never looked back in his baby moms. You know, I finally believed her when she said that he hit her, that he was hitting on her, even while she was holding the baby. When the baby was a couple months old, he was hitting her while holding the baby. And to the point where she didn't put him on child support. She just walked away from the situation and never looked back. That's how you know she didn't want nothing to do with him, because she didn't even want to put him on child support, because she felt like he was dangerous. I didn't know that because I'm defending my brother until he finally hit me. Because he's doing bullshit like playing guitars naked. His friends are flashing their dicks on me. Random men are showing up, banging on my window. You know, weird shit is going on, and now I'm approaching him about the weird shit, and now he's going off on me because he doesn't respect women. And now he puts his hands on me. And after he put his hands on me, I'm thinking like the fight is over. Just to have the police knocking at the door, the police checking me like I'm the perpetrator. My own brother called the police on me. So one of my brothers was on drugs. The other one called the police on me. Both these motherfuckers needed their dads in their life because they don't know how to treat women or how to behave. they're fucked up in the head. And then now one's a preacher, the other one, you know, he works as a he works in a as an electrician. So it's like he has a, you know, he has a stable job that he gets, you know, okay money on. So both of them are doing well, but they're both portraying like they're good people, like they're good men, like they're nice guys. They don't treat their friends like that. They tell their friends sob stories about being abused and coming from a rough life, a rough childhood. They put the blame on me. My sister's a narcissist because my sister got smart and took off with everything. Yes, bitch, I sure did. Took off with everything, bitch, because all you motherfuckers tried playing me and then tried making it seem like I was the narcissist. And when I caught on to what the fuck was going on, I made sure to get them before they got me. So now they're calling me the narcissist, but I never did anything to them personally. Never did nothing to them personally. It's them who did a lot of shit to me. It's them. So, of course, you know, I got over on all them motherfuckers and went on with my life because I already knew that my ship was gonna sink if I hadn't. So I had to put my pride to the side with my mom for the choices she made. I had to put everything to the side to benefit me. And it's not because I'm a narcissist. It's because these motherfuckers were going to destroy me, because I learned my lesson from the narcissist that I was in a relationship with, and I saw how they get down, and I started to finally wake up. And when I woke up, I said, oh shit, my brothers are narcissists too. The whole time I had their back, but they were trying to deceive me, and they were trying to bring me down after I defend them. So his whole thing when he called the police on me was, my ex, my baby mama did it to me, and now I'm gonna do it to you before you do it to me. Because he felt like as a woman, he knew he fucked up by putting his hands on me. So his whole thing, this is what narcissists will do to you. If they've abused other women before and other women have called the police on them, they will call the police on you and try to get you in trouble for domestic violence when it was them. My own brother did this shit to me. This is why I'm telling you guys this. My other brother was on drugs, and now he's a preacher, and now he tries to act like I'm the narcissist because I don't forgive him for fucking trying to kill me while he was on drugs. So you never really know who is who. He doesn't treat other people like that. For all they know, he's a good person. He's a change man. He's the kind of person that if you need help, he'll help you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that people can't change and stuff like that. But if someone doesn't want to talk to you because you did a lot of shit, don't sit there and call them a narcissist. That's what they did to me. They sat there and called me a narcissist. They said, you're a narcissist because I don't want to associate myself with people that tried to ruin my life. You tried to ruin my life. You hit me and tried to ruin my life. And had the nerve to send the peoples on me. The other one was on drugs. These motherfuckers needed their dad. They were going through something mentally. And instead of them apologizing, they'll call me a narcissist because I'm not dealing with their shit. So this is why, and then on top of that, the narcissist, all that stuff was going on. I'm being attacked by the narcissist I was in a relationship with too. So I was learning from the relationship. And while I was learning on the relationship, I was opening my eyes to who my family and people around me were, who they actually were. The only way you're going to learn in life is to get out there. when you go to work and you start dealing with narcissists at work, now you can see the narcissism and you could link it to your family and your friends. In the Bible, it says in the last days is going to be your mothers against daughters, brothers against brothers. That's because you're going to learn narcissism from your family first. There's a hierarchy. There's a way of doing things. You're going to see how men in the family get treated different from women. So you mean to tell me, while I'm having a miscarriage by myself at the hospital after the narcissist did what they did to me and I'm going through hell, and my brother sat here and he had a child and abandoned that child. You mean to tell me the women in my family are going to protect my brother more than me? So women like to follow men. Women like to look up to narcissist men, and then they like to shit on other women, because their mind, they're so up the narcissist ass. They're so stuck on the narcissist mushroom tip. You're gonna see women who are just quick to forgive their baby boys. They're just quick to forgive the men, quick to forgive their narcissism. But they'll sit here and sacrifice you as a woman and not feel bad for you, even though life is going to be harder for you as a woman because there's more male predators that can do stuff and overpower you. So instead of them feeling sorry for you, they'll feel bad for the narcissist. So the women in my family were defending the narcissist like I once defended them. And that's when I knew how stupid women were. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm done. I'm on my own, basically, as a woman. I'm on my own. I'm not protected by other women because they're so far up these men's asses. Some of them, they're dickmatized. And while they're dickmatized, these people ready to bring you down. Your own friends that you're always there for, always wiping their tears, now they're going against you because they're sexually attached to the narcissist. So when people show you who they are the first time, believe them, because trust me, the moment they get to call the cops on you, the moment they get to slander you to others and call you the narcissist will say that you're the narcissist. That's the times that we're living in, that you have so many narcissists playing the victim. They don't want to admit to the shit that they do, or they act like what they did was not a big deal, and they're putting the blame on you. When you don't forgive the narcissist, they say that it's you who's the narcissist. This is why all these narcissists will blame you or say that it was you who moved on. It was my ex-wife who moved on. I've heard it already, where a narcissist will sit here and tell me, oh, my ex moved on. When I met her, she was young. She got older and she started acting brand new because she had a career. She has a career now. She's a doctor. She's a nurse. I guess she wants to date someone better than me. They'll sit here and say a lot of bullshit while still either being with that person or that person left them because they were a liar and a cheater and an abuser. But they'll sit here and say, oh, she got a good job and she cheated on me, and act like they're the victim. But you low-key are bragging about her career because you're secretly mad that she leveled up on you. And you're trying to triangulate me so I can feel like, oh, if you were able to get someone with a good career, then I ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of narcissists, they'll try to boost the person that they were in a relationship with. They like to keep up with people who were able to escape them, and they like to brag about what that person has. But at the same time, they like to say that they were the ones who cheated. So how can you brag and then all at the same time claim that they were the bad person in the relationship, And then later on say that you know, that you matured a lot over the years, or you're not who you used to be, or, you know, how could you, you know, a lot of these narcissists will even, you know, try to act like they're being honest with you, and then they'll tell you, oh, you know, I'm not looking for a serious relationship. But they're not telling you that they're abusers. It's like they're trying to make you find out slowly. You know, they're like, once I con you and I get you to trust me, now I could put my guard down. Now I could start abusing, because I've already lied to you. And if you believed my lies, then you're stupid. If you believe what anybody tells you, you're dumb. That's how they look at it. They look at you like you're dumb just by believing their stories, by believing whatever they told you. Just by believing it, they feel like you're stupid. And if they feel like you're stupid, they feel like they can con you, and they feel like they have the right to con you, because you shouldn't trust people, and you shouldn't trust people just because they're giving you their word. Just because someone is telling you that they used to be bad, or they have a past, or other people have done things to them, it doesn't mean that they're a good person. So when someone shows you the first time who they are, or they show that they're indifferent towards you, or they show that they're not interested in you or interested in your success, or they're not there for you when you're going through shit, you better believe them. Don't even think about it twice. You show people how to treat you. You show people that you have boundaries. You teach people your value. Because narcissists, what they like to do is they try to tell you your value. And then they expect you not to say nothing back to them. And if you say something back to them, they act like you're the aggressor, or you're evil. But they would rather respect you for being evil back to them. They'll respect you if you get on their level. And then because to them it's like, oh, you're letting me know not to fuck with you. You're letting me know that my perception is wrong, you know. And then the narcissist, they're the type of person that won't leave you alone. Meaning that to them, they'll cheat on you, torment you one day, and the next day act like it didn't happen. So after these people cross your boundaries and you let them know, motherfucker, don't play with me like that. I know I look sweet and innocent, but I'm really sour. Like, don't play with me like that. They'll sit there, and now they know they can't cross your boundaries, so they'll act like they never crossed them to begin with. They'll be like, oh, okay. Now they'll treat you differently, because they already know you shut them down. You put your foot on their neck. You put your high heel on their necks. And now they know you're not to be played with. You're not like these other women out here that allow disrespect, or believe everything they're told, or trust, or feel like they have to be, or they have to overshare just because the narcissist is oversharing. A lot of times the narcissist is only oversharing bullshit because they want information out of you. So when you're catching on to all of that, they know you're catching on. And you might feel like, well, I don't have anything to gain or lose from sharing my life story or things that I go through, but you do. You lose energy by even talking to them. You can't even talk to them. Sometimes I'll talk to someone and I'm giving them words of encouragement, or I'm giving them advice because I've been through a lot of shit in my life. And I'll feel drained after I'm done talking to them, whether they're a narcissist or not. I'll feel drained, you know, because I'm giving them energy. So when I speak to people, when I book sessions, I'm giving people energy. But by you booking a session and you showing me enough respect, you know, to respect my craft, respect my words, respect my videos, enough to, you know, to respect what I do by showing your support in a way where I know you're not just telling me words, oh, I appreciate it. You're actually feeling my pain and you're supporting me. because I'm still in pain. I just don't show it. My pain, I'm numbing my pain. I'm almost having to be as delusional as the narcissist, in a sense where I can't allow my past, the shit that I've been through, to break me down, or else I'm gonna break completely down. I have to keep moving forward. I can't let any negativity in my life, because it can take me back to a dark place. So as soon as I see any red flags, I have to get rid of that dark energy. My time isn't free anymore. I'm not spending free time on people anymore. Me coming online, making these free videos, that's me giving energy and time. But I don't mind doing that, because I know that the type of information I'm going to give you something raw. I'm going to give you the truth. I'm going to give you the real truth. Something a psychologist, a therapist can't tell you, because they're just sitting there looking at everyone's life instead of sharing what they've actually went through. You could study narcissism. You can go to school for it. But you will never truly understand the fucking con until you get conned yourself. And then once you get conned by the biggest loser that you deal with, you'll understand how the people around you, your family, your friends, you finally understand what's going on in your community, in your support system. You'll start to understand how transactional people are, and how when shit gets hard, or when you're not living up to certain people's expectations, they won't want to be around you, because they feel like you can bring them down, especially if you have a narcissist. If you have a narcissist in your life, you can't be mad at people who turn away from you, because narcissists are dangerous. They're like a disease. Your mother, your grandparents, people don't want to be around that shit. When they see you go through it, they don't want to be around you. They don't want to even be around you, because they know that narcissist is dangerous. You're putting not only yourself in danger, you're putting other people in danger. And that's why people don't help. That's why when you're out on the street getting publicly humiliated, other narcissists will laugh at you right along with the narcissist that is abusing you. That's why people are afraid to stand up for you, because they're afraid that by saving you, they'll hurt themselves and won't be able to get home safe to their own family. That's how serious it is. And I don't think people know how serious it can get. The only reason the narcissist doesn't completely just take all your shit and destroy you is because they're thinking of the consequences. They're thinking, I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to go through this. Then you have those narcissists that are just all the way crazy, and they like jail. They like that shit. They don't know how to live in the outside world for too long, because they know they're crazy. So they're like almost living recklessly, like, oh, if I ever run across someone that really ticks me off and makes me feel like killing them, I'm going to kill them, because I'm ready to go back to jail anyway. So try me, bitch, because I'm ready to go back to jail. You got people that evil where they feel like they're the victim because they're in pain, and they don't give a fuck about killing you. They're just like, lock me up in jail because I'm in pain. So when people act like a victim, or they act like an empath, or you have people who are good people in your life, just because they might be good to you doesn't mean they're good to other people. And just because you think they're good to you doesn't mean that they won't turn on you. So I'm sending you guys lots of love, light, peace, and your healing. If you guys want to support my channel and book a session with me, my booking information will be on the description. And as always, I'm sending you guys lots of love, light, and peace in your healing. Talk to you guys on the next one. Bye.